There's special fighters. They're outliers. Our era, it was like Anderson Silva, Mighty Mouse, John Jones.
It's not a man alive that can beat me.
George St. Pierre. He is greatest athlete who ever competed in UFC.
For most, it wouldn't be this man. To that fight fans, we ask why. Unfazed by the fickle crowd that surrounds combat sports.
If you don't want to watch me, that's your bad. I was like, go watch soap opera.
Elite fighters know the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the greatest MMA fighter of our times.
Who's the greatest of all time? Is it you or Demetrius?
I think Demetrius.
Greatest fighter you ever saw?
It's hard to say, but it might have been Mighty Mouse. He was so magnificent. He was just hitting people with like wizard.
Demetrious Johnson is probably right now the best
Ever.
The best ever, yeah, I agree.
Kicks like an entire dude, shoots a double leg like a good wrestling dude. Everything is done just right, you know?
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse just has very few holes. He never stopped. I'm like, damn, dude.
He's special. Ability to not get hit. Yeah. He's got the whole package. He's got mental toughness. He's intelligent. His skill level's off the charts. He does everything amazing.
He's a master of the extreme basics.
In this era, it's the most polarizing and controversial athletes who stand out.
Who the f is that guy? What's up, nerds and virgins?
Unfortunately, that leaves the most honorable fighters behind.
It just reminded me of the greatness of Demetrious Johnson. He's one of those guys I don't think he probably doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
No, I don't think he does either.
We as a society have come to reward controversy with money and fame. No longer does greatness guarantee financial success. You see, skill has become secondary to a fighter's popularity. Taking the persona of a heel propels someone to global superstardom. But in a world where heels are rewarded in the UFC, the greatest of all time somehow became their biggest failure.
The media claims he's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
Right.
I think Conor McGregor is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
Fight fans, we ask you this question. How has our society evolved to love fighters who sell their souls? How have we come to hate fighters who refuse to do so?
My stepdad took a different route of raising us. I had an abusive stepfather who was, military based, putting us in the corner for 15 minutes, getting whipped. One thing it did, it made me mentally tough.
You mentioned quickly your mom, that she's deaf.
She had 3 kids under one roof, deaf woman. Trying to provide, so I think she did the best of her ability, and you have to respect her and love her for it.
But that's my roommate, that's my best friend right there. I ain't gotta worry about nobody grinding on me after I got him on me. The key to the house.
At the end of the day, man, we're both just rooting for each other, man.
He cares about is himself. That's all Jorge is a guy that cares for himself. He doesn't care for others, and I'm doing better in life, and he's just a jealous little bitch.
If you would sell out our friendship like that so quick, we never had a friendship. It was all fake. I thought we had a friendship.
We thought you guys were boys. I think you even put out a tweet in support of him post Askren fight, right?
This guy used to sleep on my couch, used to eat off me, and I was helping this guy out, so it hurts that he would do that.
It's crazy to see what people will do literally for the dollar. They will sell their soul.
I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
When you see a guy like that that's getting so much attention talking shit, does it make you want to start talking shit?
No, man. It's, that's his gig. Whoever made it cool to belittle somebody or whatever is not cool.
No longer is the pure fighter, like Jorge St. Pierre or Lyoto Machida, capable of becoming a global superstar on merit alone. In a world where trash talking, anger and controversy draws an audience, fighters like DJ are a dying breed. Too boring and too nerdy, said MMA fans who adore bad boys.
I'm like, what's wrong with being a nerd? Like, I'd rather be at home playing a game instead of going out to a bar, drinking beer, driving home, getting a DUI, crashing, and coming home beating my wife. I think I'd rather be the nerd that's actually playing video games.
If we measure DJ's career by his stardom, perhaps nice guys do finish last after all. But if people just knew the heartbreaking story of DJ's childhood, perhaps we would instead appreciate why he chose not to sell his soul to entertain a fickle crowd.
You've never had a relationship with your father?
Yep.
Now that you've become famous, headliner, has he ever reached out to you?
Nope. You know, me growing up, I think my mom did an amazing job given the things that she's been, the cards she's been dealt with. Married multiple times to different military men, so there's not that stable life.
And I feel compelled to ask you, say, street racing, your friend, the dealer, bankrolled, I mean, were you into this?
No. So I was still the guy who was, you know, Mondays I'll drive up to the gym, and I literally went to the gym by myself, no friends, no nothing, because at that time I was in street racing and I would stay out late. I was in that lifestyle, but I was also doing school, working, dating my future wife at that time, and training mixed martial arts by myself.
It makes me a better father because I don't want my children to suffer the same thing.
In an era where controversy is rewarded by money and fame, it takes a man of character to stand strong against temptation. Few people would choose this path, but if we look into DJ's past, we begin to understand. Raised by a single mother who struggled to provide stability to her children, DJ vowed for his family to never suffer the same way he did growing up. As a young father, he worked multiple jobs while he pursued greatness in combat sports. Even when DJ's legendary coach Matt Hume suggested DJ to quit his job because he was destined for greatness, DJ refused. When he challenged Dominic Cruz for the world title, he was still working a full-time 9-to-5 job. Above his pursuit of greatness, DJ was making sure that his family is provided for. DJ knew from an early age who he wanted to be by discerning who he didn't want to be. And despite all the temptations, he refused to compromise. In psychology, this is called breaking generational cycles, something applauded by psychologists as heroes of a family line. While this doesn't get the attention that a trash-talking bad boy would, if we think more deeply, it deserves our deepest admiration and respect. But in our society today, clicks are valued above character, and entertainment is valued above excellence. Being polarizing leads to more views, bringing more fame, more money, and more opportunities. Anyone who chooses this persona is ultimately unable to contain it, and the cost of this is a chaotic personal life. With DJ refusing to sell his soul, despite being one of the most dominant champions in history, he produced the lowest selling pay-per-views of all time.
He has the lowest selling pay-per-view in the history of the UFC.
After reigning 5 years at the top, and after a controversial defeat to Henry Cejudo, DJ was traded to another organization.
Demetrious Johnson just left the UFC and went over to ONE FC.
In Asia, an athlete like DJ is honored.
The fans are a lot more interested in over here, and I think ONE Championship does a great job at promoting the flyweight division.
Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson!
This organization finds character and values important. The UFC has been ruling as the king of martial arts in the West for the last decade now. But in the East, ONE Championship is the king.
The gigantic organization in Asia. They are literally the equivalent to the UFC in Asia. One of the things that's very interesting about ONE FC is how they're just really mixing everything up.
And Lawrence is, really special and unique, but his analysis is brilliant.
Some fans around the world think that the UFC is where all the best MMA talent is. But if there's one career arc which provides that perception incorrect, it's Demetrious Johnson in ONE Championship. Now, how did the greatest of all time do in this organization?
Adriano Moraes defeats Demetrious Johnson!
Now wait a minute, did you really think this is how his story ends? No, this is where the legendary story truly begins. Let's explore how we got here. If you don't know this story, you are in for an absolute treat. By the time DJ entered ONE Championship, he was already considered the greatest ever, defending his title more times than anyone else in UFC history. Being a humble man, he did not want to be given a title shot right away. Instead, he wanted to earn his way up to a title shot. His first fight was against Yuya Wakamatsu. He fought beautifully, showcasing his ability to strike from both stances and the ability to chain wrestle. Yuya was game. He was able to land nice combinations on DJ and was able to stuff takedowns and threaten DJ in different moments. But DJ's game thrives during chaos, and he has no problem coming back from behind. He can perfectly time takedowns to counter an opponent's wild swings. Anytime Yuya tried to get up, DJ would chain wrestle to put him back into trouble. Eventually, DJ was able to lock in a guillotine choke after sending in some brutal knees when Yuya was trying to get up from the cage. Demetrious Johnson versus Tatsumitsu Wada. This was another tightly contested bout with Wada showing beautiful grappling and putting DJ in trouble multiple times. However, the GOAT grinded out a win, again showing how adaptable he is. DJ would later share that he was on antibiotics and therefore shredded, but not 100%. Demetrious Johnson versus Kingad. This fight showed how good DJ is at nullifying aggression. Multiple times when Kingad swung his left hook, DJ would duck and score beautiful takedowns. Overall, it was an exciting match, with DJ clearly shutting down Kingad. By doing so, DJ won the ONE Flyweight World Grand Prix tournament and earned a title shot against his counterpart, the GOAT in the East, Adriano Moraes. It is here that he would suffer his first real defeat as the greatest of all time. Adriano, in many ways, is like DJ. The childhood of this Brazilian champion was as tragic as DJ, and his resilience was just as inspiring. Abandoned by his mother days after birth, he was taken to an orphanage before eventually being adopted. In Adriano's career, he's won the ONE Flyweight title on 3 separate occasions, avenging all losses in a rematch. Doing so made him the most dominant flyweight champion in ONE Championship history. And guess who was his hero growing up? The man he's about to face. With DJ having 3 tough fights before meeting Moraes, real fight fans know that this would not be an easy fight. Right away we would see that Moraes was the real deal. On the outside, he sniped DJ's legs with low kicks. Eventually, DJ would land a nice punching combination to set up some clinch knees. But Moraes would eventually get the fight to the floor, threatening the heel hook in order to reverse the top position. There, Moraes would control the top position, winning him the first round. In round 2, DJ looked like he was getting into his groove. Although nothing significant happened from both sides, DJ was the aggressor chasing down Moraes. While Moraes looked like he was running away from DJ, he was actually setting up an important trap. When DJ shot in, Moraes fed him a knee to meet the takedown. But DJ was sharp and got out of the way of the knockout blow. When DJ continued the aggression and shot in to clinch again, he was met with a perfect uppercut. With DJ trying to wrestle his way up rather than accepting the position, Moraes framed his head and shot in a knee to finish the fight. This is legal in ONE Championship, and the knee to the head has historically nullified wrestlers on the bottom position. And just like that, the GOAT gets knocked out for the first time ever. After the fight, we see the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
And it was indeed Adriano Moraes who prevailed in hefty fashion. He just shocked the world, Michael!
Hey, goodbye, brother. Hey, I don't have words to describe it. Oh, like fine, dude. Man, you're a legend. I'm a big fan, man. I'm a big when we met in Kansas. Oh, cool, yeah. I have that picture too.
DJ took the loss like a humble warrior, showing us what a true champion spirit looks like.
Wins and losses happen in mixed martial arts. But at the end of the day, I hope you can be focused on taking care of what matters most, which is your family.
What most people don't know is that DJ's sister passed away before the fight.
So I was getting ready for a fight. My sister, she died, and then seeing her pass,
and then seeing basically the end game of life. That was a huge movement in my life where I was like, that's an end game. Why am I putting this stress on myself? Why? For what? Everybody's so worried about winning and losing. Why?
Because you're gonna die someday.
You're gonna die someday.
Right.
So why do you worry about winning and losing? Are you having fun? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Who cares if you win and lose?
Months after his devastating defeat, like a true champion, DJ would welcome the fight against Rodtang, the scariest Muay Thai fighter in recent history. To put it into perspective, Rodtang is only 25 years old and he already has 270 wins on his record. At only 20 years old, he was awarded by Rajadamnern Stadium as the best fighter of the year. Since joining One Championship in 2018, he has gone on a 14-fight win streak within the organisation, winning the Muay Thai World Championship title and then defending it 4 times. Needless to say, DJ showed that he is fearless by willing to take on Rodtang during the height of his career.
It's like, I'm not gonna fucking run, like I'm gonna exchange. Like I don't care if he has a hard chance, I'm gonna go out there and give him my best.
The first round is Muay Thai, and right from the start, you can see Rodtang's confidence oozing. Against a superior striker, one does not need to actually feel a strike to sense the threat. Right away, Rodtang only needed to fake a kick before he ate away all the space in the octagon. Even with DJ landing his best shots, Rodtang did not feel a thing. Inside the clinch, it was clear Rodtang had the advantage, but DJ did very well at moving around and keeping strong defense against Rodtang's headhunting power punches. Rodtang would have some strong moments landing powerful combinations, but DJ would actually do well in punching exchanges, which made Rodtang resort to elbows instead. Many people thought DJ would come into this fight and not engage and run, and while he was on a back foot most of the time, the GOAT was no runner. Particularly when Rodtang was throwing punches, DJ could read those well and even land clean counters. But now in round 2, it's DJ's world. No longer is Rodtang the one moving forward, he is the one who is on his back foot, a sight you rarely see from Rodtang. Switching to southpaw, this creates a greater distance between him and DJ's preferred wrestling shot from orthodox. On the outside, Rodtang darts in for crosses and goes for side kicks to the knee. As DJ pursues, Rodtang scores a beautiful rear kick to rear punch combination. Rodtang looked like he was fighting a beautiful fight, scoring well from the outside. But when Rodtang momentarily switched back to orthodox, DJ went for a thudding southpaw left roundhouse. Rodtang simply couldn't help himself in throwing an all-out left hook, which DJ was 100% prepared for. By anticipating the left hook, DJ perfectly ducks the punch as Rodtang overcommits and leaves his back exposed. As soon as DJ grabbed onto Rodtang, a new game begins, and this was DJ's world. DJ secures the rear body lock and immediately presses forward, driving Rodtang into the ground. Rodtang tries to defend by building height and using the tripod defense, protecting entries to his neck. He also attempts to shake DJ off, but DJ maintains strong hip connection, which forces Rodtang to carry all the weight, and his foot allows him to push off the cage. After some hand fighting, eventually DJ gets the seatbelt grip and rolls to take out Rodtang's base. Once DJ had Rodtang's back, it was essentially game over. Rodtang goes out like a warrior without tapping, and the legendary fight ends. DJ celebrates like a champ, doing 4 spinning kicks and a cartwheel kick. After the fight, they show each other tremendous respect. DJ also shares his warrior spirit right after the fight.
I want to fucking fight. And I was like, he bullies people. I was like, he ain't gonna bully me, I'm gonna fight him. If I go out and get knocked out on my shield, I'll say, you know what, at least I tried. You can't put somebody down if they're trying, right? So I was going to fight, dog. That's all I did.
Even though Rodtang only had a few months to prepare, this legendary match showcases why mixed martial arts is seen as the pinnacle of combat sports. Fights like this are historically important for understanding why wrestling and grappling has to be respected, just as much as Muay Thai and boxing. Before the cameras turn away, DJ shows love to his family.
Matt retired, Kenneth, thanks man, I love you, see you guys soon.
Despite such a historic win, he still shows humility.
When has it ever been cool to knock somebody down? Whoever made it cool to belittle somebody or whatever is not cool. So when I fought Rodtang, I won the fight and everyone's like, oh, dude, you did a good job. I was like, thanks, man. Appreciate it, you know?
But the story of redemption for DJ doesn't just end here. Remember how he would lose to Adriano Moraes by his first ever knockout? They would meet 1 year later.
He's the best. He's the guy. And I beat him.
This time, it's clear DJ had leveled up after the Rodtang fight. And he teamed up with his former UFC rival Henry Cejudo to prepare for this legendary rematch. In the first round, DJ walked his opponent down but did not commit to the same mistake he made in his first fight. That is, whenever he'd engage, he waited to see what Moraes was throwing. This was him downloading data. DJ would even be cheeky and put his hands behind his back, and for the first time ever in his career, he started letting go of the need to be perfect and had fun. Eventually Moraes would get DJ down and retain top control, but DJ was the one doing more damage from the bottom. From landing effective slaps to elbows, it's interesting to see how the GOAT was able to use the bottom position to deliver more damage. Round 1 was close, but round 2 would test DJ's championship spirit. From the beginning of the round, Moraes landed a beautiful cross counter to DJ's inside low kick. This got DJ into an exchanging mood, which kept him in range for Moraes' best weapons compared to round 1. Note how when DJ switched to southpaw, Moraes slammed an inside low kick to his front leg. This was an important setup for the next shot. When Moraes threw a high kick, DJ misread it as a body kick or low kick and lowered both of his arms. This resulted in him getting rocked by a nice question mark head kick. But real champions show their heart when their back is up against the wall, and that's exactly what DJ did. When Moraes hunted the finish, DJ stayed composed and chain wrestled. Even though Moraes would stuff DJ's takedown and send in some knees, DJ was more mindful of the knees this time. When Moraes tried to go for a choke, DJ defended it perfectly and got up to his feet. As they got up, DJ landed some solid knees but was quickly taken down again. And Moraes again retaining top control for the remainder of the round. The momentum was in Moraes' favour, but the mark of a true champion is being able to take back the momentum. In round 3, DJ started the round strong with a nice front kick to the body. Then he timed a perfect shifting left hook just as Moraes was attempting a low kick. DJ would land a southpaw kick multiple times, score multiple lunging left hooks, and even hit multiple flying knees. He even landed a nice backhanded jab after parrying Moraes' body hook. We even saw some great hand control to land elbows in this round, something we typically only see in elite level Muay Thai fights. During more chaotic moments, DJ would get the better of the exchanges almost every time. This was particularly impressive and a testament to DJ's athleticism, which is trained by the premier MMA conditioning coach Joel Jamieson. Going into round 4, DJ looked super game. Moraes landed a big elbow, but that only woke up DJ's fight energy. Fighting Rodtang must have leveled up DJ's grit and striking. When Moraes went for a flying knee, DJ did a nice front kick to the nuts, but Moraes was able to flying shove the GOAT into the ground. Now this is where it gets real epic for striking technicians. If you study this fight carefully, you'll see that DJ often switches from southpaw to orthodox by threatening a fake rear teep. In round 4, Moraes even landed a nice spear elbow when DJ tried to come in with that shift. Despite that, DJ would land one of the most beautiful combinations I've ever seen in MMA, representing what could be the pinnacle of DJ's career as a technician. From southpaw, he shifted again to feint a rear front kick and a left hook. This drew out Moraes' left hook, then DJ switched to orthodox to dart into a shifting right hand to daze Moraes. Knowing his opponent's rocked, he stays on Moraes with outside hand and foot control in order to launch a flying knee. This flying knee landed as Moraes bounced against the cage, timing it perfectly so that it creates a double collision. As soon as DJ landed it, he knew the fight was over. This is what legends are made of. From his toughest defeat to his most epic victory, DJ showed the world what it means to be a legend. On May 5th, Demetrious Johnson will face Adriano Moraes for the 3rd time in an epic trilogy. This might be DJ's very last fight, and I personally find it tragic that DJ's story still hasn't got the attention that it deserves. To me, DJ is the epitome of a humble warrior who has stayed true to the spirit of a martial artist.
Are you the best fighter in the world?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Not quite there yet?
Not quite there yet. I still got a lot of stuff to do.
Whatever he decides to do next in his career, I wish him the best. I hope he will soon achieve financial freedom, something that all of the greatest combat sport champions deserve to have. Not all of his story is sad, however. The wholesome part of DJ's story is now that he has found his biological father, and he has a great relationship with him. With a great support system around him, and a loving family of his own, he represents a man that all martial artists ought to aspire to be. On the same day DJ is fighting Moraes, Rodtang will also be defending his Muay Thai world title against Edgar Tabarez on that night. The fight card is super stacked, featuring Sage Northcutt, Stamp Fairtex, Ong Lan Sang, and Jackie Buntan. Make sure to tune in for a night of epic fights on Amazon Prime on May 5th. Thank you for watching another episode of Lawrence Kenshin Striking Breakdowns. The best way to support us is to simply watch another episode. Subscribe or DJ will lick you.